it's unfair that the 49ers they have a rest disadvantage.
No.
They're playing multiple teams coming off of bye weeks. There's 12 teams, Marco. 12 teams in the NFL don't play a single team coming off a bye week, and the 49ers play 4.
It's not unfair. Let me
Why?
tell you why. Blame the ownership, right? Blame the ownership. And this is what I'm going to keep saying is for
Like,
everyone talking about how we want 22 days less of rest than everyone else. We have playing teams off of bye weeks. The owners requested, and this is the Niners ownership in their front office and their team. They requested to the NFL a couple of years ago, and they do it every year. Please don't let us play early day games in the sun in Levi Stadium. So if you're going to request that, okay, well the NFL they gave you your request. You play on the Niners have not hosted.
They don't play in London, which is good.
They haven't hosted a home game, week 1 home game in a couple of years. Usually on the road. They gave them a primetime game, right? They gave them a Monday night game. So now that's going to give you a day's less of rest. Then they send you on the road because you don't want to play early games in the season at your own home stadium. So that is an ownership building in a bad location and not being able to build a dome because of the location they put it. So this is not an unfair thing. This is the end result of ownership asking for their team to not play in front of the sun because their fan base gets cooked on the away side. That is not unfair because they accommodated to the ownership and to the organization. So it is not unfair because if they didn't want to accommodate to everyone, right? The NFL would have had us playing week 1 against New York at home on a regular day game or a regular game and have other games the week 2, week 3. And then fans would be like, well, it's too hot. NFL and the Niners would be, it's too hot. We don't want that. Yeah. It's just a factor of the organization requesting to not play early regular season games. And that's the end result.
Which I do understand. And I get that, I guess. Like, you can't have, everything your way. So if they're going to make adjustments to not giving you early September day games, if, I think the 49ers are not playing on any holidays. So they gave the 49ers that. I think you're right. Then it just happens to be the way the cookie crumbles. Like, certain teams are playing, in London and on Christmas or Thanksgiving or whatever else. And yeah, maybe they have more rest, but it just depends on maybe what the owners prioritize. And yeah, for them not having a field in San Francisco is just so disappointing. Obviously,
so I think that's a conversation. That's where I'm at. That's why I don't feel like it's unfair because like the organization requested this. Like they've been requesting, don't play us early in the year at our own stadium. So it's the only way I could accommodate to you. It's okay. You're gonna get less rest. You're gonna get more travel because you're requesting to travel earlier. XYZ. One thing I would say that sucks.
They didn't get it done in San Francisco. After going to that Giants game, it's such a wonderful area. And I was very blessed the day that I went. It was a really beautiful day out and a beautiful day for the city, like on the water. It's still cold. You know what I mean? It's still plenty easy. Like they would be able to play day games all the time and it would be totally fine. So, it does suck that they didn't try harder to get that done because it really is a great area that probably would have brought business to the city. And I mean, they're called the San Francisco 49ers, and I've been to Santa Clara. It does get hot there. I understand why they wouldn't want to play there, but that's a way more general kind of criticism where it's just like overall decision making by the owners. Pittsburgh plays all of its divisional rounds, like its last 8 games. I did see that, and so I wanted to bring that up. That's insane. If I was Pittsburgh, I'd be pissed.
And if the Niners got that, we would be arguing and saying, why do they hate Pittsburgh? Why do the NFL hate us in terms of having us play every divisional game in the last 8 weeks? Because that's brutal, especially in that division. So that's crazy. Like that's very hard to see.
Yeah. I completely agree. I feel like that kind of screwed, like later on we're gonna go game by game, but I've done this twice. I've done it with my dad and then with Tom, and it's interesting. Like if I take it not week by week, I'm like, okay, they're probably not going to sweep the division again. Brock Purdy is, by the way, Brock Purdy has swept the division every time he's played. He has not lost to a division team yet, which is crazy. And so when I say that stat, I'm like, oh, well, they're probably going to lose one. But when I go game by game, I actually have them sweeping the division again. Now, will that happen? Maybe not. But yeah, if you're Pittsburgh, that sucks. Because like, in order to sweep the division, you have to go on an 8-game winning streak. Like, what the hell? That's horrible. I didn't even like having. Didn't they have both the Rams games at the end of the year last year? Like pretty close
Yeah,
together.
back
I
to
didn't
back
even like that.
1 week, and then like there's a game in between, and then that game.
And then yeah,